Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would film a video just talking about my anxiety and how it affects me and things that help me and stuff like that, just because like I feel like it might help other people and it might like make people feel a bit less lonely with it all. So yeah, I'm just gonna get straight into it because
why the heck not?
So I got anxiety when I was 20. I mean, I've probably had it all my life, but it didn't really affect me until I was about 20. It kind of just happened out of the blue. I just woke up one day and I just was like not feeling right, and I just felt really faint all the time. So I thought maybe I just need more sleep, or maybe I need to eat and stuff like that. So I went to bed and ate and went back to work later on that night, and again I felt really faint. So I was like, what is going on? So then I went to the doctors like after a few days of it, like, I'm just not feeling well, everything like that, and they were like,
oh, we're gonna like send you off to like the anxiety and depression people because we think you're suffering with anxiety. And I was
like,
I'm not worrying about stuff, I'm dying.
they didn't understand. I was like, I'm literally dying, like, honestly, there's something wrong with me. And yeah, but they were like, it's just anxiety. So I was like, okay, if you say so. I had blood tests done. That's what I had. I had blood tests done, and they were like,
your thyroid's a bit overactive or underactive,
They change their mind all the time about whether it's underactive or overactive, I swear to God. And then, yeah, I just carried on feeling really, like, awful, and, like, I felt like everything looked really weird. Like, my eyes, I was, like, looking around, and I was like, that doesn't look normal. Like, what? Like, everything just looked so weird, and it was, like, all dark and, like, dreamlike, and I was like, okay, like, there's something wrong with my brain and I'm dying. And then I tried to get therapy, and they were like,
your BMI is too low, so we're not going to give you any therapy because you're too skinny.
And I was like,
Okay then.
Fine. And then they gave me anti-anxiety medication. I think the first medication they gave me was mirtazapine. I took that for a couple of days and I felt grand.
I was like, I feel grand, like this is amazing.
And like I was sleeping so much, and I was like, oh, I love sleep. And then somehow I lost my tablets. I think I accidentally binned them, so I was just like, okay, guess I'm not taking them anymore, because I don't want to go to the doctors again. And then a few months went by, and I was like, I still feel really anxious, like I still feel awful, I still feel like I'm dying.
Am I dying?
Like I felt sick all the time, felt faint all the time, felt dizzy all the time, like I didn't want to walk anywhere on my own, I didn't want to go out anywhere. I was like, I'm just gonna get a taxi to work, get a taxi home, and that'll be my life. And then I went back to the doctors finally and got put on citalopram, and then that worked all right, to be fair. And then I felt grand for a few months, came off this citalopram because I was like, I don't really want to take these anymore because I'm getting really bad heart palpitations, and my doctor was
like, yeah, stop taking them.
And then I kind of just was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, like every time I tried to fall asleep, my body started like seizuring, like I was like,
what are you doing?
Like, why am I having seizures? Am I epileptic? And then I spoke to my doctors, and they were like,
it doesn't sound like just, you've got hypnic jerks. They're hypnic jerks. It's just when your body's like trying to relax and then it like freaks out about it.
And I was like, actually, it does sound like my body, to be fair. So then I went back onto mirtazapine, and that helped. I didn't have any more hypnic jerks. I was sleeping so much. But then I started getting like late for work, because I worked in the mornings at this point, and I was like,
I can't wake up.
Literally couldn't wake up. But then after a while, like, it settled itself down, and I was fine, and I was going to work, and everything was grand, and I felt grand. And then yeah, it got to like you know, last year, and my anxiety felt better. It wasn't gone away, like it's never gone away, but it was like manageable, you know. I was there like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go to London, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And I did, like, you know, done all these new things, and it was great, and I was like, this is grand, I love it. And then last year, like, a lot of stuff happened, which I don't really want to get into because, like, you know,
Because personal.
a lot of stuff happened, and then my anxiety got really, really bad again, and I was like, okay, like, am I actually dying this time? Because it all started when I was in Primark with my friend Nay, and we were just walking around, and she said,
Oh, do you want to go upstairs? Do you want to have a look upstairs?
I was like, I don't know, I'm feeling a bit weird today. And she was like,
Well, you know, we can go up, and if you don't feel like it, then we'll just leave. And
I was like, that's very smart, let's do that. So we were upstairs, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa, the floor is moving. Like, I was like, the floor is literally moving. Like, it felt like I was on a boat. Like, I felt really, like, off balance. Like, I wasn't dizzy, but the floor was just like, felt like the floor was doing that. And I was like,
Floors don't do that.
so I was like, we need to leave right now. And they was like, okay. And then, so, like, I ran outside, and as I was, like, running, I was, like, starting to feel really faint, and I was like, oh no, oh no. And then, like, my whole body started shaking, and then I was getting really hot. So it was, like, October or November. I think it was October or November. Can't remember which one it was. And it was, like, quite cold outside, but, like, I went outside and I took my coat off. I sat on a wet bench and, like, took my jumper off as well. So I was just sat there with, like, a short sleeve t-shirt on, like, sat on a wet bench, and I was like, I'm dying, I'm dying. Like, I was, like, shaking. I was like,
I'm actually going to be the girl who died outside Primark.
and, you know, I was just there like, okay, like, you know, I was trying to breathe. I had my head in between my legs, just like, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. Like, you know, it's fine. And it was so hot. Like, I was like, why is it so hot? And then, like, as I felt it starting to calm down, you know, like, because I tried to have like a drink of my water, I was like this, like trying to drink my water, that just was not happening. I was just there like, okay, I'm a spaz. And then I don't know, it's just like it started going away, and I was like, okay, like I feel fine, like I feel better. Like I don't feel fine, but I feel better. And I was like, okay, so, you know, and they was like, you know that was a panic attack, right? And I was like, yes, but, you know, my brain didn't want me to know it was a panic attack. It wanted me to think that I was dying. So I was like,
I don't want to die.
and then we went to Costa, and it still felt like the floor was moving a little bit. So I was like, yeah, I just need to go home. So we drank Costa, and then I went home, and then after that it just got really bad. Like it wouldn't ever go away. Like it constantly felt like the floor was moving. I constantly felt really faint and dizzy. I felt really sick again all the time, and I was like, this is not good. Like this is not good. So then I had to go off work sick because I could literally, like, I couldn't do it. Every time I went into work, it felt like my legs were gonna give way. Like they were shaking, they would like numb. Like I had to like lean on stuff because like I felt like I was just gonna go like that, like just fall, and just, you know, it was awful. And so I went off work sick, and then it's been one hell of a year with the pandemic and everything. Like one of my problems is health anxiety. So having like severe health anxiety in a pandemic, like in a worldwide pandemic, is very, very scary, and I'm sure anybody else who suffers with health anxiety will agree how scary it is. But yeah, that was just like a quick, like, I didn't want to go too much into the whole story, but yeah, that's how it's been. And like I actually have generalized anxiety disorder, health anxiety, panic disorder, OCD, depression. It's quite a lot to like try and work on. And when I got therapy, like I have to have like intensive therapy because it's been classed as a very complex disorder. Like it's very complex anxiety, and it's not going to go away very easily. So that's fun. we're also, you know, diving into the fact that maybe this could be trauma-based anxiety because I've had quite a lot of trauma. So that's fun. But I just get like, you know, really, I don't know, like it's, some days I just feel like really lost and empty, and it's awful. And then like, you know, how I would say like living with anxiety is like, you know, it's like, imagine you fall off a cliff and you're falling and falling and falling and you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and it's like you're waiting to like hit the floor, like you're waiting for it, but it never happens. Like you just keep falling and falling and falling, like constant, forever. That's literally how anxiety feels to me. Like I'm falling and I'm just never gonna hit the floor. It's awful. It really is. But there are things we can do, you know? There are lots of things we can do, and I'll get into that in a minute. But I just want to like list a few symptoms of anxiety, because I feel like most people out there think that anxiety is just like being overly worried, not being able to control worrying, but there's so much more to it than that. Like there is so much more. Like for me, I have, you know, rapid heartbeat when I'm in panic, but I don't get it when I'm just anxious, if that makes sense. Like I just get the rapid heartbeat during panic. I get heart palpitations, I get sweaty, I get shaky, I feel faint, I feel dizzy, I feel off balance, my legs feel shaky, and like it feels like they're like really, really dead, like it feels like they're really numb. And yeah, I mean, obviously there is worry, and the weird thing is like you're sat there and you're worried, and you're so worried, like it's really eating you up, and you're there like,
But what am I worried about?
like you just have no idea what you're worried about. It's just, you know, you don't know. So that's kind of hard. And then a sense of impending doom sounds ridiculous, but it is awful. Like you just feel like you're gonna die all the time. Like even like when you're not in a panic attack and you're just like anxious, I just feel like I'm dying all the time. I'm just sat there like I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying. And like, you know, because of the health anxiety, I'm like, oh my god, I've got a headache, have I got brain tumor? Oh my god, my head feels so weird, have I got brain tumor? Like there are things that you can't even describe, like sensations you cannot describe to anybody. And like one of those is like kind of like a butterfly feeling in my head, like you know when you get nervous in your stomach but it's in your head, and like I get these like sensations in my head that like come and go and like wave kind of things, and like it'll be so strong that it makes me feel like I'm going to lose consciousness, but it's not like feeling faint. It's so hard to explain, but it only lasts like a few seconds, but it's still really, really scary. I have all of these feelings nearly all day, every day. Like I can't turn them off. Like they won't go away. You know, it's just constant all the time. So, you know, you're exhausted as well because like of these feelings. And then you have things like derealization, depersonalization, dissociation, you know, like it's all the D's.
All of the D's.
So yeah, it's really, really difficult to like live with anxiety and depression, especially when they're together, because like you've got no motivation to get better, so you just lie in bed all day, like, you know, and you feel like you're stuck in limbo. You're like, I'm really, really like, you know, because you're depressed, so you're like,
Kind of want to die, and
then you're anxious, so you're like,
Kind of afraid of it.
so like you're in limbo, you're like stuck in this little place where you're there like, what do I do? What do I do with my life? You know, I can't leave the house on my own. Like I have really bad agoraphobia. I can't leave the house on my own. I always have to have somebody with me, but I have been trying to go for like walks around the block on my own to try and get myself used to it again. So that's fun. Things that I recommend though are, you know, things like books. I think there are some really, really good books out there. I've got one called like Fuck Coping and Start Healing by Dennis Simsek. And then I've got like the Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King, I think his name is. And then I've got the Bullshit Free Guide on Living with Anxiety by Caroline Foran. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, I'm really sorry. And yeah, I've got a book called Dare as well. I'm not sure who wrote that though. It's down there, but I can't see it because I'm really bad eyesight. Yeah, those books really, really do help. Bullet journaling I find really helps as well. Like just getting one of those journals that's completely empty. It's just like the ones with like the dots on the pages, so you can like do straight lines and stuff like that. And like adding structure into your life, which is really, really difficult when you have agoraphobia because you can't leave. Really tough. Therapy, 100% recommend therapy, and medication, I will always 100% recommend medication because I feel like medication isn't used to like fix the problem, but it can be used to help you feel better whilst trying to fix the problem. Like you know, if you take like medication, it might help you feel a little bit less anxious, and because you're feeling a little less anxious, you can get up and go for that walk outside and you can start like doing things that are going to help. But I would definitely say that medication and therapy are like that, they go hand in hand. You have to do them together, because I've been on my medication now for 5 years and they do nothing for me anymore, but if I don't take them then I can't sleep and I can't eat, so I kind of just have to take them. They don't even help my anxiety at all, and I wish that I could take something that was going to help my anxiety, you know. But I can't, because I've been on these tablets for like 5 years and I can't literally live without them now, which is really, really, really depressing. But yeah, it took 7 years for me to get therapy just because my BMI was too low, and you know, me and my doctors decided, well, let's just like send them my blood work and be like, look, I'm not malnourished, you know, I eat enough, I eat plenty, like all of my bloods are fine, my eye level's fine, everything's fine. So once we sent them that, like the proof that everything was fine, they then decided, fine, yeah, we'll give you therapy, and that's where I am now. I am doing therapy at the moment, obviously over video call, because
Corona.
So yeah, that's where I'm at now. I would definitely say fresh air. Fresh air definitely helps. Even if like you feel too scared to walk anywhere, just go outside, like your back garden, or sit outside the front of your house and just get some fresh air. Breathing exercises, I think they really, really help. Mindfulness and meditation really help as well. But I feel like people give up on that quite easily because they don't notice immediate relief. Like I've been like getting back into meditation and mindfulness now for like 2 weeks and I'm still not feeling any different, but you know, it takes time. It really does take time. So don't quit on that, because you know, over time it will really start to help. Like it will help like your thoughts and stuff like that.
I keep saying weird shit at the end of my sentences, like stuff like that, and like if that makes sense, like I can't help it, I can't help myself.
I'm just a weirdo. But yeah, I definitely think that, you know, nobody else can help our mental health. We have to do it ourselves. Like we have to get up and do things by ourselves, because you know, you can't hope that somebody else is going to fix all of your problems, because only you can do that. Like, you know, you have to have the strength to do it. You have to, you know, just try, I guess. That's what I'm trying to do right now, is just try. You know, I'm trying to get out the house as much as I can. I'm trying to surround myself with friends and family and just kind of recover in my own way and how I feel good doing it. Like, you know, recover the way my mind wants me to recover. And yeah, I mean, I would say as well, like, listen to what your mind's trying to tell you. Like, if you have a bad feeling about something, then usually your mind is like,
It doesn't want you to do it. Like, don't do it.
like if you have a bad feeling about somebody, don't be around them, because your mind is usually quite spot on, and your subconscious mind knows exactly what you need. So it's just, trying to listen to ourselves a bit more, and like just do what we feel is good for ourselves, and put ourselves first, because that's one of the only ways we're going to recover. We can't keep putting everybody else before ourselves, and yeah, I mean, I don't really know if this video is going to help anybody. I don't know if I've just like spoken a load of bullshit, or if it's actually, if somebody's actually gone, oh, do you know what, that actually helps. I just don't want people to feel alone in it, like, because that's how I feel a lot of the time. I feel very lonely, and it's not a nice place to be. So, we have to stick together. We have to just be ourselves and make good choices, and do what we can to make ourselves feel happier and less anxious, because
We don't want to be anxious anymore. We want to feel better.
not worse. So yeah, thumbs up if you want more videos like this, or like, comment if you are struggling as well with anxiety and depression, and like, what things help you, so that other people can read the comments and be like,
Ooh, that might help me actually. Let's try that. Ooh.
or if you want me to do more videos like this, and tell me what I can do differently, or tell me what you would want me to talk about in the next mental health video, because I do think I'm going to do more mental health videos, like not a lot, just maybe once a month, just do a mental health video where I talk about like
things.
and then maybe it'll help people, and that'll be grand. But yeah, before I go as well, I just want to say happy birthday to my friend Nay, because it's her birthday today.
So yeah, happy birthday, Nate. And
So yeah, everybody comment happy birthday to Nay as well.
Because she deserves it.
okay, bye.